Coming up, Sacred Heart Hospital announces plans to expand onto its children's hospital.
Also, UWF students who utilize veterans benefits will now have a new place to seek those benefits.
And say trick or treat at the Gulf Breeze Zoo.
These stories and more today on Argo News.
Coming up, Sacred Heart Hospital announces plans to expand onto its children's hospital.
Also, UWF students who utilize veterans benefits will now have a new place to seek those benefits.
And say trick or treat at the Gulf Breeze Zoo.
These stories and more today on Argo News.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
UWF President Judy Bense is excited about football and the future of the university.
I had the chance to sit down with University of West Florida President Dr. Judy Bense and talk to her about the status of the university and football.
I guess you could say the foundation of my approach to the presidency was to change and try to change UWF from being the little university up on the hill in the woods that liked being left alone to a university that makes a difference within the community, that focuses on making the community better, and that shares what we know, what we find out, and what we're doing with the community and embraces them. But football is kind of the biggest community engagement piece. I think football is one of the important pieces in the change that the university is undergoing. We're not using student money that they don't want us to use. They say they want to give X number of dollars of their athletic fee to football, X numbers to the other sport. It is their choice. And so I think it's not well understood. But my tenure has been fun and challenging and all the things that a president has to deal with. So it's a real mix of activities. The other thing I like about it is that it is a warm and friendly place. Not everyone is warm and friendly, but 95% of us are. And we're here because we want to be here.
Dr. Bense says she's proud of what she's managed to accomplish here. I'm Jordan Thatch reporting for Argo News.
UWF is made up of hundreds of students who utilize veterans benefits, but those students will soon have a new hub for those benefits.
The directions on this sign could soon be changing as the Military Veterans Resource Center opens a new office at the Emerald Coast campus.
Sure, the Military Veterans Resource Center here at University of West Florida was opened 4 years ago yesterday, Tuesday, October 12th was our 4-year anniversary. We've been open for 4 years. And it's a very important piece of our veteran support here for our university. We provide a variety of services to support veterans, military members, and their families. So those using benefits, those using tuition assistance, any of them going back to school, we provide a lot of support services to help them do that. So now we're going to be opening another smaller version of the Military and Veterans Resource Center at the Emerald Coast campus. This is an important piece in that we're now stretching our services across to that campus over in the Fort Walton Beach area. So we have a number of veterans as well as a lot of active duty at the Air Force bases over there that will be able to use the same services that we provide here. So we've been talking about this for a while. It's just a matter of funding and personnel resources. So we just want to continue working to grow our services and to grow our support and to grow our veteran population and military population on campus. And as that grows, we need to continue to grow our services and support to meet that need. And we want to continue growing a network across the state. We have a variety of a large number of other institutions that we work with their veteran centers. This is a collaboration of institutions and support organizations that support military veterans and their families. So we just want to continue growing that. This will be really good for those folks that live over in the Fort Walton Beach area, and that they can go to Emerald Coast campus and get a lot of those same services right there. Also, they won't have to go onto the base. so they don't have to go to Eglin Base or Hobart Base. We have representatives. They can just go to the Emerald Coast campus, and anyone that is directly affiliated with the military or veterans, dependents, those are the ones that are eligible. And right now there's about 3,400 students here at the University of West Florida that meet those eligibility requirements. So it's about 25% of our total student population that are military affiliated in some way.
At this time, the MVRC has not set an open date for their new office. However, they say you can visit the website www.uwf.edu/MVRC. I'm Travis Bennett reporting for Argo News.
Every year, UWF's Counseling and Psychological Services offers a Stress Awareness and Depression Screening Day. This year's event included pet therapy dogs, free sandwiches, and massages.
Sometimes you just need to relax. Luckily, here at UWF, relaxing is free.
Students struggling with depression, about 1 in 6 college students have struggled with depression at some point, and then suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students. And so we really want to be preventative and helping students recognize the warning signs and get help when they need it. So what we're providing is we're providing students an opportunity to get tested to see if they are having some symptoms of depression. We also, with the screening that we use, we're able to assess to see if the student's having any symptoms of anxiety or mood fluctuations. So just to give them a little bit of information, and then from there they can come in and see us if they have some symptoms that are of concern. In addition to the depression screening part of the event, we also have a lot of stress relieving activities. So we're going to have some different games just to teach students about stress. We have free massages, so we'll have chair massage. We have the pet partner therapy dogs, and these particular dogs, again, they're trained in how to recognize someone who might need a little support, cuddles, and so that's a great stress relieving activity. Well, students can certainly come and see us at any point. We're a free service, it's confidential, and in addition to individual counseling, we have couples counseling, group therapy. We have biofeedback, which is a great way to reduce anxiety, psychiatric services. So we have all of our services available. We also have massage chairs downstairs, which are really, really nice, and that's a free service, so students can come in and use those.
If you feel you may be suffering from stress or depression, make an appointment with the Counseling and Psychological Services at UWF's Building 960. Or if you just need to relax, you can use one of the free massage chairs here as well. I'm Erin Lothar, reporting for Argo News.
Many students feel unprepared when it comes to working their way around a business meeting. Argo News reporter David Cook learned firsthand some of the dining skills necessary to promote yourself in a more professional manner.
Don't know the difference between a serving fork or a salad fork? Well, you're in luck because Career Services is hosting an event on campus to teach you all the nuances in dining etiquette.
I'm with continuing education here at University of West Florida, and I got involved in this etiquette dinner because I saw an opening for a host position, and that means that someone would sit at the table with the students and just help them through the evening and help them understand etiquette and why it's important. And I was so passionate about it that I became the keynote speaker. The classroom is taking all of the presentation materials, putting it into an online module. Students will go through all those lessons, then come to the dinner prepared to practice. So instead of having me talk the whole time, they get to really enjoy it, talk with each other, talk with the host, and practice everything that they've learned in the online module. The curriculum is how to get around a meal in a more formal situation. So maybe someone's going to be interviewed over a meal, they're meeting perhaps the dean of their college at a breakfast. The president here has breakfasts and lunches, so you never know what kind of situation you might be in. So this can help them just understand what utensils there are, what glasses, where the bread is, and just how to feel really comfortable at a meal. We plan this all year round. So we have this one in the fall, and in the spring we have more of an employer edition where we have it at a restaurant, so they'll have to order their food, and they also have an employer that will sit with them at the table. The tables are smaller, about 4 people, maybe 4 or 5, and hopefully sitting with an employer who is in their field, in their major, so that, who knows, maybe they get a job right then.
For more information on the events offered and services provided by Career Services, be sure to check out the UWF website and search Career Services. I'm David Cook, reporting for Argo News.
With hopes of a career in TV, one can wonder, what does it mean to be a reporter?
Dreams in journalism doesn't start in the studio. It starts with hard work and dedication.
I went to school in Arizona at the Arizona State University, and I wanted to become a broadcast journalist, reporter. And here in Pensacola, I ended up here because I applied for the job. They had an opening for a multimedia journalist, which is kind of a one-man band. You shoot, you write, you edit. So I applied for the job. I submitted my resume. I submitted a reporter reel that I had, and that kind of just started it all. It snowballed from there. I communicated with the news director, and then we interviewed. They flew me out here. We negotiated, and then I ended up accepting the job and I started May 2015. The beauty about reporting is that every day is different, different stories every day. But for the most part, I'm the night side reporter. I come in at 1:30. That's when my shift starts. And we're supposed to come in with a couple of story ideas that we could turn that day, because I work for the 10 o'clock newscast, the 9 o'clock, which is half an hour, and then our 10 o'clock newscast, which is an hour long. Once everything's set up, we go out into the community, we shoot our story, and then we come back, and then I try to write it. I log it first, I write it, and then voice it, hand it to the photographer, and then they edit it. And then once it's done, we both look at it to make sure that we both like it. We throw ideas at how to make it better, and then it airs. And I front it either here in the studio or out in the field. Future goals from here, who knows? I just want to keep getting better, maybe move to a bigger market. I want to travel, so maybe my ideal job would maybe be some kind of travel correspondent.
The drive to get the story and get the story right is exactly what you need in this industry. I'm Jasmine Granger, reporting for Argo News.
Running Wild is a sponsor and registration hub for most of the fun run events around Pensacola. Here's a look at what events we can look forward to this year and how to participate.
Ever wonder what's got Pensacola running wild?
Running Wild was started by Paul and Cherie Epstein after they saw a need for a professional running shoe store. Somebody that knew what they were talking about, somebody that could provide customer service, and really had knowledge of product and the sport itself. The Bridge to Bridge 5K is, it's obviously a 3.1 mile walk or run, and it is starting from Wayside Park in Pensacola, and you run across the 3-mile bridge, and it ends at the Bridge Bar in Gulf Breeze. Some of the big things coming up is the Mud Run. That's sort of like an obstacle course. We have the Hot Pursuit, which benefits the Sheriff's Association. Double Bridge, the Ho Ho Hustle. We have a trail run series, and that's going to be a half marathon. It's a lot of fun, and also the Pensacola half and full marathon. You can enter into these events normally through paper registration. We normally hold all of those, as well as our website. We have a direct link to every registration. If you just go onto our webpage at werunwild.com in the events section.
So if you're looking to register for events like the Bridge to Bridge Run or the Double Bridge Run, come on down to Running Wild and register in person. Or you can always go to werunwild.com and register on their events page. I'm Jared Perez, reporting for Argo News.
That Halloween costume out of the closet and say trick or treat at the zoo.
Wondering what to do for Halloween? Well, get ready for a great time at the zoo.
At the zoo is an event at the zoo where we have trick-or-treat stations set up with candy and treats for the kids. We also have the full access to the zoo. There will be a train that goes out. You can see the baby hippo. We're going to also have bounce houses, face painting, balloon making, and clowns as well. Adults can wear costumes, and a lot of kids and families wear costumes. They do a whole theme, but we just encourage non-scary costumes. You'll be able to feed a lot of the animals, the giraffes, llamas, sheep, pigs, and we're also going to have zoo talks as well. The zookeepers come out and talk about how they take care of the animals, and you can ask questions. If it rains, we do not do rain checks. There is a restaurant you can go in to get away from the weather. You can also leave and come back the same day. Admission is $12 for adults, $12 for children, and 2 and under is free. You can purchase your ticket ahead of time by calling the phone number 850-932-2229, or you can purchase them in the gift shop or just buy them at the door when we open. We're going to have bounce houses, face painting, balloon making, and clowns for the kids. We want them to leave with lots of candy, of course, for the kids, and a positive experience, catching up with what's going on at the zoo, the new animals, the new exhibits and such.
This year I decided to be the fairy godmother. Come out and join the fun and festivities here at Gulf Breeze Zoo. Don't miss out. I'm Talila Howard reporting for Argo News.
Pensacola held the 56th annual Greek Festival. Argo News reporter Lindsay Tebow gives us a recap.
Have you ever wanted to experience the Greek lifestyle?
So the Greek Festival, this is our 56th annual festival, and when it first started, it was actually a church luncheon. Over the years, it's grown into a full-fledged 3-day festival that serves thousands of people in the Pensacola area. It started as a way for the community to come together and fellowship. We love to break bread, we love to get together and dance and have fun, and then over the years, it's become a fundraising effort for our church and also a way for our church to share our Greek culture and our Orthodox faith with the community. The festival has something for everyone. So obviously we have the food, which is what brings most people here. So we have a large variety of different meals for everyone. We also have performances from our youth dancers. And so we have the hara dancers, which are elementary school students who perform traditional Greek folk dances, and then the glinzedes, which means merrymakers. And that's our middle and high school groups. And they perform under the big tent for everyone to learn about our culture, see traditional Greek costumes. And then of course we have our church tours. So here at the Orthodox Church, so several times throughout the day, you can come in and have a really wonderful educational and fun and interactive demonstration about our Orthodox faith and our church architecture. So there's food, there's dancing, and there's faith. So it's a great combination for everyone. I think the biggest focus of this festival is really sharing what it is to be Greek and what it is to be Greek American with our community. And so we joke around a lot that everyone who comes here is Greek for a day, or hopefully Greek for 3 days if they stick around long enough. So we also support local charities, and so we are supporting 3 charities this year. We're supporting the Gulf Coast Kids House with a financial donation. We're also supporting the Guardian ad litem, and they provide advocates for students who are experiencing violence in their homes. And then we're also providing donation spots for the Manna Food Pantry so that people can bring non-perishable foods to donate to the community. So we're just an outlet for the community to share Orthodox faith, to share the Greek culture, and to share food with everyone.
Come out to Pensacola's 56th annual Greek Festival and try all the awesome food and experience the Greek life. I'm Lindsay Tebow reporting for Argo News.
Last month, Sacred Heart Hospital announced plans to build a new wing onto its children's hospital.
Sacred Heart Hospital has seen a lot of expansion in the last few years, and it plans to grow even more.
I'm the Director of Community Relations and Children's Programs here at the Children's Hospital at Sacred Heart. So basically that means anything that's non-clinical, that doesn't need nursing or physician oversight, so a lot of marketing, strategy, doing community events, child life stuff, anything that needs to be done around the hospital, I kind of fill in for them. So our new facility is going to be 5 stories, and it's going to be attached to our current facility. And the biggest things that we're adding are, we'll be adding 6 new ORs just for pediatrics. We'll be moving our Peds ER over on that side, and right now it's on the other side of the hospital. We'll be adding observation beds, completely all private NICU. Right now it's semi-private and bay style, and I'm trying to think what else, some more oncology beds as well. For the patients, it's going to be a complete family and patient-centered care. I mean, the rooms will be bigger, everything will have a very childlike feel to it. Our goal is to make them feel like they're not in the hospital at all. For the hospital, I mean, it will greatly improve the care that we're able to give to all of these children. And we care for children all the way from Mississippi to Jacksonville, up into Georgia and in Alabama. So, I mean, this will greatly expand what we're able to do for them. We're going to break ground January 2016. We'll have steel in the ground in July, and we will see our first patient September 2017. So it's a very short timeline.
The new Children's Hospital will begin construction in January where I stand now, and by fall of next year, it'll be accepting patients. I'm Tyler Simmons, reporting for Argo News.
The Pensacola Art Museum hosts regular exhibits of local artists. Reporter Sam Shields has more.
Do you have a taste for fine art and a few extra hours on a Friday night? Then the Pensacola Museum of Art may be the place for you.
Friday night is also gallery night, October 16th, and from 6 to 7 I will do an artist talk and a poetry reading. From 7 to 8 it's a meet and greet and a book signing. I put together a book a couple of years ago of my paintings and poetry. The poetry comes to me when I'm painting. I'm known for my coastal inspired imagery, particularly that of the Gulf South, where I evoke a sense of peace and calm that I find in nature and that I think all of us find there. What I call my holistic pieces, where I treat the entire canvas the same, whether it's all sky or all sand or all water. Those, sell all over the place, but I still am drawn to our yellow pines, to our beaches, to the beauty that we find particularly on this coast. One of my favorite haunts is Fort Pickens. The goal is to expose my art to more people. I find that it has a very healing effect on people, and my goal is to heal this precious world just one person at a time, make my own little difference. My book is titled Visions Through Paintings and Poetry. The newest one is Visions 2 Through Paintings and Poetry, and it's a collection of my paintings and poetry alongside of it. So it's available through the museum gift shop, also through Amazon.com, and through my website.
You can see Margaret's work in the Pensacola Museum of Art until November 14th. I'm Sam Shields, reporting for Argo News.
A downtown Mobile museum is hosting an exhibition that just may appeal to your sweet tooth.
Calling all chocolate lovers, the Gulf Coast Explorium Science Center has something you're not going to want to miss.
Well, you are standing here in Chocolate, the exhibition. This is a great exhibit from the Field Museum in Chicago. We are very excited about having it here. It takes you through the history and culture of chocolate from the Amazon jungles, I said Amazon, but from the jungles, all the way through the Mayan cultures and the Mayan time period, all the way through European trade, to where we have it today in the factories. And it's all about the history and the culture of chocolate and how it got here. I think the best thing that our visitors will take from this is that there's a lot of misunderstanding of where chocolate actually comes from. We all pick up our candy bars and we eat them, but how many of us realize it comes from the cacao tree? Or the fact that the Mayans used chocolate before anybody ever did. That Mayans used it as a spicy drink during a ritual. It had no sugar, it was very bitter. It had chili peppers in it. So there's a lot of unique culture. Or the fact that we're getting kind of low end on cacao trees, which means that there is a slight chocolate shortage. Look at the price you're paying for candy right now. It's actually gone up for Halloween candy. It's because there is a shortage of cacao trees. In this exhibit, you're going to be able to first walk through the rainforest, where you'll see a replica of a cacao tree and understand the environment that the tree actually grows in. And then you'll go through the Mayan ruins and you'll be able to see some old Aztec pottery and materials that they used to either make their chocolate drink or how they used chocolate as a trade. When you enter into Europe, you'll see a lot of the dishware that they used, that the rich used to help serve their chocolate. And then in the manufacturing area, you're going to be able to see very unique molds and old wrappers and how chocolate became more of a, as we say, a candy source or a sweet tooth source for ourselves. So all these different things of nostalgia are throughout the exhibit.
Chocolate the Exhibition is open now through January 17th, so come check it out.
That's all we have for today.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time, be safe and remember to find us on YouTube by searching Argo News Fall 2015. Have a good day.